Today once again I am here with a lesson of biology. Chapter number 2, Kingdom Classification is part 1. The topics we are going to cover today are Kingdom Monera, the first kingdom. Kingdom Monera, bacteria, structure and shape. That means structure and shape of bacteria. This is the only organism which is there in Kingdom Monera. And the next one is nutrition and reproduction in bacteria. You all must have heard about bacteria, and you can see how it looks. Now look at this. These are the few pictures of bacteria. Okay, they are found almost everywhere around you. Okay, so first, Kingdom Monera. Now you can see various types of bacteria here. Microscopic organism, very small organisms. Okay. Now look at this. The term Monera has originated from the Greek word. It has taken from a Greek word, and that is monedes, which means single. The main characteristics of Kingdom Monera include, the first characteristic is Kingdom Monera has only bacteria as its members. No more members are there except bacteria. So bacteria is the single member of this Kingdom Monera. They are the most abundant microorganisms on earth. They are found in plenty, okay, on this earth. They are the smallest, hence are visible only through a microscope. With your naked eyes or unaided eyes, you cannot see a bacteria, and that is why it is called microscopic organism. All of you must be taking curd, maybe on a daily basis. This curd is also nothing but bacteria. The milk is turned into curd with the help of bacteria. See what is written here? A teaspoonful of curd contains millions of them. That means in one spoon of curd you will find millions of bacteria present. They are found almost everywhere on earth. In the atmosphere, in the air, in water, in soil, everywhere they are found. They are also found in the places where other organisms cannot survive. Look at this. Even in the extreme conditions such as hot springs. So they are found in hot springs also. Deserts where it is difficult for the humans also to survive. So they are found in desert and they survive. Deep oceans and places where very few life forms can survive. So, bacteria can survive almost everywhere on earth. Structure of a bacteria. Bacteria are unicellular. That means they are single cell, made up of a single cell. Okay, look at this. This is also unicellular. Only one cell is there. The next diagram also you can see it's made up of only one cell. That is why it is called unicellular. They are prokaryotic as they lack true well-defined nucleus. They are called prokaryotic. What is the meaning of prokaryotic? That means they don't have a well-defined nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. They don't have any organelles, cell organelles such as mitochondria or chloroplast, which are membrane bound. They are there in the membrane. Okay, so they don't have nucleus, well-defined nucleus, and they also don't have membrane bound organelles such as mitochondria and chloroplast. Here you will not find the nucleus. Usually in the cells you find the nucleus, but here you will not find. Instead DNA is written here. Okay, so this is a single cell organism, bacteria, no nucleus, no mitochondria, no chloroplast. They are microscopic organisms. Very, very small. You cannot see them through your naked eyes. Only through the microscope you can see them. And they are most plentiful on earth. Most abundant on earth. Most of them have a rigid cell wall. Here you can see this one. This is the cell wall. Okay, it's written here, cell wall. A whip-like structure called flagella helps the bacteria in locomotion. How do they move? With the help of this flagella. Can you see these whip-like structures? Plural is flagella. If it is single, we call it flagellum, bacterial flagellum. Okay. So, this is it. They are known as decomposers in the biosphere. They decompose the inorganic things. Okay, and that's how they survive. Shape of bacteria. They are found in different shapes. Mainly there are 4 shapes. Either they can be spherical, they could be rod shaped or cylindrical, comma shaped. In English we use comma, right? So comma shaped or spiral. On the basis of these 4 shapes, they are given different names. Coccus, plural is cocci, singular is coccus. Bacillus, if they are rod shaped or cylindrical, bacilli. Vibrium is singular and plural is vibrio. This is comma shaped. And spirillum or spirilla, if it is spiral shaped, twisted. Okay, so mainly there are 4 shapes. Either it could be spherical, we call it cocci. If it is rod shaped or cylindrical, we call it bacillus. If it is comma shaped, we call it vibrium or vibrio. And if it is twisted in a spiral form, it is spirillum. Okay, and the plural is spirilla. Now nutrition. What they eat, whether they can produce their own food or not. Bacteria have various modes of nutrition. In various ways it takes nutrition. They are autotrophic. What is the meaning of autotrophic? That means they synthesize, they manufacture their own food from inorganic substances. So they could be photoautotrophs or chemoautotrophs. Either they can synthesize their food with the help of sunlight or else with other material they can synthesize their food. Now, most of them are heterotrophs also. Some are autotrophs, that means they can manufacture their own food. Heterotrophs means they cannot prepare, they cannot manufacture their own food, but they depend on other organisms for food. So, a large majority of them are heterotrophs, that means cannot prepare their food. That is, they do not prepare their own food but depend on other organisms, living organisms, or on dead organic matter. And that's how they retrieve their food. So, when you are talking about nutrition of bacteria, it could be autotrophic or heterotrophic. They show autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That means they can be autotrophs or heterotrophs. Now, reproduction. Bacteria reproduce mainly by binary fission. You have studied about binary fission. One organism divides into 2 and then these 2 individuals again they redivide. That is binary fission. But what happens? This binary reproduction takes place, binary fission takes place when it is, the conditions are favorable. But when the conditions are unfavorable, then what happens? They reproduce by spore formation. So instead of going for binary fission, they go for spore formation. Bacterial spores can withstand extreme conditions, very harsh conditions. They can survive because they are covered, they are protected, and germinate under favorable conditions. Once the conditions are favorable, then they germinate into various individuals, become active cells again. So when there is unfavorable conditions, they are inactive. They are there in the spore. Now look at this. This is the diagram which shows the binary fission. One divides into ultimately into different organisms, almost same. And this is the process of spore formation. Under unfavorable conditions, this is the protective covering, and they divide and redivide, and many are there, spores are there. So once the conditions are favorable, they germinate. So these are the two ways by which they reproduce. Now types of bacteria, if you can see, there are two types: harmful bacteria and useful bacteria. All the bacteria are not bad. All the bacteria, they don't cause diseases. Some are good for us, and we use them in our day-to-day life. They are very, very useful also. So first we'll be talking about harmful bacteria. Now look at this. The bacteria which are harmful are termed as pathogens. Pathogens are the ones that cause diseases. So these harmful bacteria are given a name, pathogens. They live in the body of the host organism. If they are causing a disease in myself, they are living inside my body. Okay? And they cause diseases by producing waste products called toxin. Toxin is poison. Okay? So they live on us, they are heterotrophs, and they cause diseases in other living organisms. They are the harmful bacteria. We call them pathogens. Now there is a list of common bacterial diseases. Now look at this. Here the name of the bacteria is given, and here the use, or you can say the diseases which are caused by them. Bacillus anthracis, it causes anthrax. Clostridium tetani, it causes tetanus. You must have heard about tetanus. Whenever you get cut by a rusted thing, you go and take the tetanus vaccine. So this is caused by Clostridium tetani. Clostridium botulinum, it causes botulism. This is also kind of disease. Helicobacter pylori, it causes gastritis and peptic ulcer. All these diseases you must have heard, very common diseases. Listeria monocytogenes, it causes listeriosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis, looks like you know about it. It causes tuberculosis. In common term we call it TB. So TB is caused by this bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The next is Mycobacterium leprae. It causes leprosy. You must have seen in planes the beggars with the disease leprosy. They ask money, okay, on the platforms, railway stations, and in the marketplaces. Streptococcus pyogenes, it causes tonsillitis, very common in the children, tonsillitis and strep throat. You are not comfortable with your throat, as if something is there inside and causes trouble, and then you take medicines. So that is Streptococcus pyogenes. Then Streptococcus pneumoniae, it causes pneumonia. Then Salmonella typhi, it causes typhoid. And Treponema pallidum, it causes syphilis. Syphilis is a sexual transmitted disease. Okay. Then Vibrio cholera, it causes cholera disease. And the last one, Yersinia Pest is, it causes bubonic disease and pneumonic plague. Okay, that is an epidemic plague. Okay, so these are all the harmful bacteria. These are all pathogens. They cause diseases in other organisms. Okay, so in the beginning I told all are not harmful, all are not bad. So the next we'll be seeing the uses of bacteria, the useful bacteria. What this bacteria is telling, we are not all bad, some are good also. Okay. Useful bacteria plays important roles in fermentation. So whenever we are doing this process of fermentation, many industries are involved and they use this bacteria. Pickling, when you make the pickles, preparation of antibiotics, the medicines, antibiotics which are given to you when you are sick to cure. So these antibiotics are also made with the help of bacteria. It's also used in genetic engineering, production of biofuels. Biofuels means the fuels or the oils which are retrieved from the plants and other organic matters. Okay. Now here also, just like the previous one, harmful bacteria, we have got a list. Some useful bacteria. This is given in your textbook as well. So you can refer to your biology book to see all this. Name of the bacteria and their uses. Bifidobacterium, it inhibits, that means prevents the growth of pathogenic bacteria by controlling pH level in intestine. So in chemistry you will study about pH level. So in intestine, these bacteria they prevent the growth of pathogenic bacteria, and that's how they help. Bacillus and pain bacillus, they prepare and they are used in preparing antibiotics. Cyanobacteria, they do nitrogen fixation in aquatic habitat, that means in water, in river, lakes and all. What they do, they fix the atmospheric or nitrogen, okay, used for the aquatic plants. Escherichia coli, or commonly known as E. coli, whenever you go for blood test and all, they check for this E. coli and all. Okay, this aids in digestion. Lactobacillus acidophilus, this supports healthy digestive system. If this bacteria is there, then you will have your digestive system will be healthy. Next is Lactobacillus. It helps in the formation of milk from yogurt. Lactic acid and acetic acid bacteria, making probiotics that help in digestion related problems. Probiotics, these are the bacteria introduced in the body of an organism to have healthy digestion. Rhizobia, this is the common one. It fixes atmospheric nitrogen including ammonia and makes it available for plants. As you know that nitrogen is required by the plants. Okay, nitrogen is the nutrient for the plants, food for the plants. So atmospheric nitrogen is fixed in the soil by this Rhizobia bacteria, Rhizobium we call it. Okay, and then the plants take this fixed nitrates from the soil. Last one here is Streptomyces, used in making antibiotics, play an important role in soil ecology. So this is how we have finished Kingdom Monera. It has got only one member, and that is bacteria. The structure of bacteria within, it's a unicellular organism. Okay, it has got a cell wall. It doesn't have a well-defined nucleus and other cell organelles. Shapes, there are basically 4 shapes. And then types of bacteria, harmful bacteria and useful bacteria. And with this topic comes to an end. Have a great day.